crescent moon when the screen is no longer fantasy. The movie, In the Dark, once made fans all over the world sob because of the intense combination between Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson. But few people know that, behind those emotional scenes is a real story, where the boundary between acting and reality almost disappears. A close source revealed, Jamie and Dakota don't just act. They live with the characters, love and hurt for real. Those emotions cannot be acted. It is this blend that sometimes makes the two forget what is real life and what is a movie. Heartbreak love behind the lights. During filming, Jamie once admitted that he understood Dakota in a way no one else could. And Dakota once said, "When we look into each other's eyes, nothing else exists." Those seemingly simple words are a piece that shows a deep connection, an affection that both tried to hide from the public. Although each person has their own life, what happened in the Dark still leaves an indelible mark. A member of the film crew shared, "Between them, there is always something that is never said, but everyone feels it." Clapperboard Untold story. After the film ended, many people thought that the connection between them had stopped. But in fact, Dakota and Jamie still kept in touch secretly, even had private meetings away from the media spotlight. Some fans believe that these experiences inspired them in their next projects. Like how two souls once blended but chose to remain silent because of too much pressure. In the Dark is not just a movie. It is a separate chapter in the lives of two people, where love, art and truth become one. A story never fully told, until now. Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson, when secrets cannot be hidden forever. Fire the old flame never extinguished. After In the Dark, both Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson tried to move on, each in their own direction. Jamie returned to his family, Dakota immersed himself in independent projects. But according to an insider, the connection between them never disappeared. Many people have witnessed their gazes in post-production interviews, no longer the gazes of two co-stars, but of two people who have gone through something real. Once, when asked about Dakota, Jamie just smiled slightly. "Some things are better kept in the heart." The sentence seemed random, but made fans explode because they believed he was talking about feelings that had crossed the screen. Speech balloon the truth behind the rumors. According to inside sources, Jamie and Dakota are still in regular contact, not because of work, but because they understand each other in a way that others don't. There were long nights when they texted, sharing their feelings, their past, and their fear that their love was never meant to exist in public. Dakota once confessed in an anonymous interview, "There are people you only meet once, but there are also people you carry with you forever, even though you can't be with them." Cloud with rain when silence is also a confession. Jamie chose silence, Dakota chose to smile, but fans understood that silence was an admission. Every time they appeared together at an event, social media was abuzz. A look, a light touch, was enough to make the whole world ask, will they really forget each other? And it seems, the answer is never. Red Heart conclusion. When secrets become legends. Now, In the Dark is not just the name of a movie, but a symbol of the hidden love between two artistic souls. Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson, they may have chosen their own paths, but between them, there still exists a light in the dark, an emotion that no one can touch, can only feel. When Jamie Dornan confessed everything, the truth behind a love that was hidden for many years. Collision confession in an unexpected interview. No one expected that, in a seemingly normal interview to promote a new project, Jamie Dornan would suddenly admit something that shocked Hollywood. When the reporter asked about the co-star that he could not forget, Jamie was silent for a few seconds, then said slowly, "There are feelings that I never want to mention again, but I cannot deny that they were so real that they hurt." The whole studio fell silent. Everyone understood that he was talking about Dakota Johnson. Those words seemed to break the wall of silence that the two had built for many years. Rose love between two worlds. Jamie and Dakota, two stars living in the midst of fame, but carrying in their hearts an unspeakable loneliness. Amid the pressure of the media, the lights, career and family, their love could not bloom as expected. A close friend revealed. They loved each other during a time when the world did not allow. They chose to remain silent, knowing that any words could hurt others. It was that sacrifice that made their story even more tragic, a beautiful love but imprisoned in the dark. Cloud with rain when Dakota heard that confession. When Jamie's interview clip went viral online, Dakota Johnson was seen at a cafe in Los Angeles, her eyes red, holding her phone. A witness said she burst into tears as soon as she heard that sentence. Fans were immediately outraged. The hashtag Jamie and Dakota forever quickly climbed to the top of global trends. Thousands of comments flooded social media. They never really left each other. That love did not need to be public, because it became a legend. Sparkle's conclusion: when the truth can no longer be hidden. After many years, what fans have always felt is finally acknowledged. Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson, they were truly in love, but chose to keep it in the dark. Now, whenever 50 Shades, or In the Dark, is mentioned, people not only remember the movie, but also remember an unfulfilled love, a beautiful but painful secret. There are loves that do not need to end, because they live forever in the hearts of those who stay. Dakota Johnson finally speaks, the answer that made Jamie Dornan cry. Heartbreak, the long silence finally broken. After days of silence over Jamie Dornan's confession, Dakota Johnson finally spoke up in an intimate chat with Elle magazine. She didn't shy away, didn't deny, instead, she smiled sadly and said, "I always knew he would say it one day. There are things that can't stay buried, especially when they're part of our hearts." Those words made the whole world go silent. Jamie Dornan, who used to be strong and calm in front of the media, was said to have burst into tears when he heard that interview on television. Cloud with rain, the years that can't be forgotten. Dakota shared that the time filming In the Dark was both beautiful and painful. She said, "We created something so real, and sometimes so real it hurts." Although they both knew that the love could not continue, it left a deep mark. "He was a part of my journey of growing up, not on screen, but in life," Dakota said through tears. Rose Jamie Dornan, the man who no longer hides his emotions. When the reporter asked Jamie about Dakota's reaction, he just bowed his head, his voice trembling. "She always knew how to shut me up. I think, maybe I never stopped loving her, I just learned to live with it." Those words made social media explode. Millions of people reshared this moment with the caption, "This is not just an old love. This is a chapter that will never be closed." Dizzy when two souls choose to forgive. Although they did not reunite, Jamie and Dakota are said to have met again in a private meeting, without cameras, without interviews. They talked like two people who had gone through a storm, calm, mature, and grateful. A close source shared, "They don't need to get back together, because that love was never lost. It just transformed into another form, softer, deeper." Red Heart conclusion: when love doesn't need a name. There are relationships that don't need to end with happily ever after, they just need to be acknowledged once, a last look, a smile of forgiveness. For Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson, In the Dark is not just a movie, but a witness to a true love that never fades. Even if the world forgets, they will always be each other's light, in the darkness and even after. Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson's secret reunion, when the past returns. Crescent Moon, an unforeseen meeting. According to Variety Confidential, Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson secretly met again in London earlier this month. No crew, no bodyguards, just two people who were once part of each other's soul. The meeting reportedly took place at a quiet bar in Notting Hill, a place they visited together while filming 50 Shades Darker. A witness recounted, They sat in the corner of the room, chatting quietly, laughing a lot. But when Dakota looked straight into Jamie's eyes, I saw tears in them. Speech balloon: a conversation when the lights are out. Many believe that during that meeting, Jamie apologized to Dakota, not for what he did, but for what he didn't get to say. He reportedly said, "I thought keeping quiet was a way to protect you. But I was wrong. Silence sometimes just makes things disappear." Dakota took his hand, smiling. "It's okay, Jamie. We fell in love at a time when the world didn't understand it." The two sat in silence for a long time. Only the soft music played in the background, the "Love Me Like You Do" song they had heard hundreds of times on set. Cloud with rain when the past comes back. Sources say Jamie and Dakota left the bar at the same time, walking slowly through the London rain. They didn't need to say anything more, because there are things only their eyes can understand. Fans quickly spotted the two appearing in the same area, the blurry image causing social media to explode. Did they meet again? The story isn't over, it's just paused. The hashtag Jamie and Dakota reunion quickly climbed to the top of Twitter worldwide in just a few hours. Sparkles: they don't need to hide anymore. A former 50 Shades crew member revealed. For the first time in years, they can talk like two real people. No roles, no pressure. Just Jamie and Dakota. The two are said to have agreed to keep their relationship as two soulmates, no strings attached, no past, no future, but with deep respect and love. Red Heart conclusion. Light in the rain. Reunion night is not to start over, but to end gently. Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson, they were once passionate, lost each other, and now, they have learned to smile when mentioning each other's names. Sometimes, love doesn't mean holding on. Love is letting the other person be safe, whether in the dark or in the light.